humanoid robots in Beijing just posted performances that topped famous human track and field records, but the real story is what that says about the pace of robotics. Welcome to the Automated Daily, Tech News Edition, the podcast created by generative AI. It is August 24th, 2026. I'm Trend Teller. Today, Apple reshapes the App Store in Europe, AI infrastructure gets more expensive, and autonomous machines keep moving from demos into the real world. This episode is brought to you by SurveyMonkey. Don't just know what happened, know why. SurveyMonkey can help you unlock insights by combining feedback with operational data to get vital context. Find the link in the episode notes. Apple has reached a settlement with the European Commission over how it follows the Digital Markets Act, and the result is a major rewrite of App Store economics in the EU. The company is dropping its controversial per-install fee, shifting to a commission on digital transactions, and for the first time letting developers show Apple's in-app payment system alongside outside payment options inside the same app. These changes start on October 1st, and the broader significance is clear. Europe is still proving it can force big platform companies to loosen their grip on payments and distribution. In AI infrastructure, the race is getting both more expensive and more vertically integrated. Anthropic has hired longtime chip executive Amir Salek to lead a new custom silicon team, a sign that top AI labs increasingly want tighter control over their own hardware supply and performance. At the same time, Nvidia has warned some major customers that many AI server systems will cost more than 15% extra next year, because memory prices are climbing. Nvidia is also reportedly committing $6 billion through a licensing deal with Poolside, tied to an open weight model effort, showing that the company is expanding from chip supplier into a much broader AI power center. On the software side, AI agents are getting closer to acting like online operators rather than just chat interfaces. Cloudflare has released tools that give agents a browser, a wallet, and a way to make payments, which could let automated systems move through websites and complete transactions with far less human involvement. Meanwhile, the Model Context Protocol team has published a roadmap centered on better support for long-running agent work, more consistent HTTP-based connections, and stronger identity and security. Put together, the message is that the industry is now building the plumbing for AI systems that do things, not just say things. There were also two notable signals around AI models and reasoning. An anonymous model called Ox Alpha has rapidly climbed to the top of OpenRouter's rankings and reportedly set a single-day usage record, suggesting developers are still very willing to test a new model if it looks powerful enough. And Nvidia says its Avo agent completed every level of the Arc AGI 3 benchmark, while emphasizing that the surrounding agent harness mattered as much as the model itself. That is a useful reminder that progress in AI is increasingly about the full system around a model, not only the model's raw size. YouTube has quietly changed one of the internet's most familiar metrics. The platform now counts a view as soon as the first frame of a video plays, and it is applying that rule consistently across international markets. That may sound minor, but view counts shape creator strategy, advertising economics, and media reporting, so a small definition change can have a very large impact once it spreads across the whole video business.
In the markets, technology shares started the week on the back foot, and Chinese tech names were hit especially hard. The Hang Seng Tech Index dropped sharply. Alibaba fell by more than 10%, and the wider sell-off reflected investor nerves around regulation, growth, interest rates, and whether AI-driven valuations have moved too far ahead of fundamentals. Alibaba also announced plans to raise roughly $10.2 billion through a Hong Kong share placement, adding another major variable for investors already trying to read sentiment in the Chinese tech sector. Japan has marked an important quantum milestone. The Institute for Molecular Science says its full-stack neutral atom quantum computer is now operational, meaning it brings together the hardware, control systems, and software needed to run the machine as a complete platform. That matters because neutral atom designs are increasingly viewed as a serious alternative to other quantum approaches, and this gives Japan a stronger domestic base for research collaboration and early commercial experimentation. In next-generation transport, Amazon's Zoox has started carrying paying passengers in San Francisco and Las Vegas. What makes that especially notable is that the vehicle was designed without a steering wheel, pedals, or a conventional dashboard, making it one of the clearest signs yet that robotaxis are edging from controlled pilots toward real service. In a separate aviation update, Beta Technologies cleared an FAA interpretation issue that had been slowing certification of a key electric cruise engine. Both stories point to the same reality. Futuristic transport keeps advancing, but usually through regulatory progress one step at a time. And finally, back to that robotics story from Beijing. At the World Humanoid Robot Games, Chinese robots posted sprint and high jump performances that beat famous human benchmarks in event conditions tailored for machines. It is an eye-catching symbol of how quickly China's robotics sector is advancing, especially as the country treats robotics as a strategic field. Still, the important caveat is that these systems remain much better at staged demonstrations than everyday practical work. So the headline is impressive, but the real-world gap has not disappeared. Thanks to our sponsor, Prezi. Prezi helps you create stunning AI-powered presentations in minutes. Find the link in the episode notes. That's the roundup for August 24th, 2026. The thread running through today's stories is that tech is becoming more physical, more regulated, and more expensive at the same time, from app stores and AI chips to vehicles and robots. I'm Trend Teller, and this has been the Automated Daily, Tech News Edition.